And welcome back, guys. Stogie the Bear here. And this will be a nice little episode. I'll call it episode 3. This one, I want to talk about these escort loads. They're police escort loads. I wasn't going to do any recordings of them because they're always at night. So you really can't see anything. All you see is the windshield and the dash and the police car in front of you. But I'm doing this one, and this one is probably like some of the toughest ones I've come across so far. So as I finish, I think I've got like 60 miles left on it. And as I was doing this, I come across things like, man, I wish I was recording this so I could talk about this. So let's see in this last 60 miles here if I can come back across those points I wanted to make. And first off, I want to say the AI could use a little work on these police escorts. These guys will just stop right smack dab in front of you and you just run right into the backup. Great. But let's see, we're hauling the uh, truck chassis, however you want to say it. Chassis is what I've always called it. From Portland to Newport. And again, I do have economy mods, so the job income is way down. We're at level 5. I've done one or two jobs since last we played. And this one we want to talk about escort jobs. So just jump right on in and drive. And now this truck they did give me, it is a little weak compared to what it needs to be to pull this big. See if I can get back. Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous. Let me see if I can look back. You can see this monstrosity, just barely. But it's a big cat dump truck on the back. It's very wide. I haven't hit anything yet. It's great. But just keep up with the Let's Play. You can see our money's at 11,126. And the last one of these escort loads I did. Oh, comes a car. We're going to have to dip way over. Way over. This guy can get by us. I'm going to knock that little white post down, I'm sure, but let's see. No, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Oh, it's another car. So on these escort quests, showing me 40 miles an hour if you look at your route advisor. Showing you the 40, that means they've got you limited to the speed at 40 miles an hour. The last video I went over, cruise control and just basic driving things. This one, I kind of want to talk about how to handle these big, long loads and trailers, and just driving techniques. And a little background about myself. Several years ago, I did drive over the road here in the U.S. Spent a few years doing that, and I was a driver trainer, so I did teach people how to drive these big trucks over the road. I never hauled a load like this, but the driving aspect of it is all pretty much the same. You just think big. We're going to come into this small town. The number one thing you want to remember on hauling these heavy loads is wide turns. A lot of that is because the trailer is so long, and you're about to see that in this mirror as we come out. When you approach this turn, what I used to tell my students, when your shoulder hits that middle line, that's when you want to start turning. And in this game, I do it a little bit early. Of course, it's not as real as real life. And see how long that trailer is? A long one. But you got to really dig out there wide. And this thing, so wide, it takes up both lanes. Look at that. So we have to be really careful. Of course, now it's lightening up. It's 4:46 a.m., which is nice. I don't like driving in the dark on this game because the game is really quite nice. The graphics are good. I do have my graphics set to ultra, which thank the Lord my computer will run it at ultra. So, wonderful. The old girl's a few years old, but she's still doing well. Now see, I've got to sit way over here just so as not to drag the front end of that dump truck back there, that loader, over the sidewalk and start hitting signs, because it will cost you money. And this mod that I have on, let me show you this mod real quick. And this account is connected to my Warwick truck. Okay, so this is the better controller steering, progressively reduced steering sensitivity. It says in the description that it's meant for controllers, but as I mentioned many times before, I am using a keyboard and mouse setup, and I really enjoy this mod. It is doing really well. Like, it's greatly improved the steering, not so jerky back and forth. Try it out if you're like me and you're keyboard and mouse warrior. You know, get that mod. Hit a like on it. Support the creator. Fantastic. Really good. Of course, since I left the game, we're going to start the old truck up again. That's okay. I may add some other mods in here. One of the ones I do like a lot is the real signs and billboard signs, and it changes your fuel stops to Loves and PAs, Petros, and it changes, like the Walco or something like that. Changes those into Walmarts. There's Target. Yeah, it's kind of nice. So I may get that added in. I did want to try to keep this mod or this playthrough as simple as possible. I wasn't sure how the recording was going to work, but in this one I am recording. That tight bridge right here. Ooh, come on. My escort's terrible. There should be somebody on the other side of this bridge halting all traffic, but there's not. Anyway, so I'm actually recording through the Steam streaming or recording. It's a new beta, come out weeks ago. Seems to be working fine. I do have some sound issues connecting. I noticed there's a little delay in my mic. That could be my headset though. It may be because it's got a really great headset. It's a Jabra 275, what I'm using, and the voice comes across really clear. I really enjoy it. The earmuffs on it are a little hot. Keep them on for a little while, but it seems to do really well. But if you'll notice, my voice kind of cuts out when I first start talking, unless if I continue talking the whole time, and then it stays pretty good. But as you see, we'll cut out on me sometimes. Watch my speed here, because I definitely don't want a ticket. This economy mod, man, it will destroy you with tickets. That's $2 grand. If you touch another car, that's $2 grand or 1,800 or something. It definitely charges you. What in the world is he having me do? You gotta watch these guys, man. They will come to a complete stop on you. Look at that Walbert. Yeah. So that other mod, the realism mod for the signs and billboards, it changes that. Look at that long trailer. See, I'm all the way in the other side, just put in there. And if it's your first time on the channel, I really want to say thank you for being here. I want to let you know you're greatly appreciated for taking the time to watch, and you know, the whole YouTube spiel, like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. Do it if you like. You know, I'm doing this as a hobby, playing the game anyway, so my kids actually pushed me to do it, and Dad, you're playing the game anyway, you might as well record it. And I had never had a desire to do it because I didn't want to get into the software and equipment and all this other stuff. But I remember back, I don't know if you guys have ever played Rift, but Rift was a game I played. It's probably back, I don't know, about 10 or something, many years ago. But that game, in the game itself, had a way that you could just start recording, and it would just record video and audio directly to a file on your computer, and you could simply just take that file and upload it. And I actually had a YouTube channel way back when, and I did that. I did a few little videos on where I like to grind and pull multiple mobs and things like that. This guy's gonna sit here forever, isn't he? I don't know how long this will last, but I guess I can chat. Um, but that made it so easy to make a video and put it on YouTube, and you didn't have to have anything special. It did really well. Audio was terrible on it, but it was okay. And I actually had several views on that, and comments were good. And I thought there was some way to make that. It was able to do it with the, with Truck Simulator, and I like to play Farming Simulator and SnowRunner. I'm really big on SnowRunner. Um, if those games had that, man, I could make some videos. And then one of my coworkers mentioned, hey, Steam's got a recorder on it. You can just do it there. No. I looked, sure enough, it's in the beta. All right, well, I'm glad I'm recording this because I know how this is going to pan out. Sometimes the AI, you see, they're in the mix. They're like in the route. And the pilot, the AI pilot, they don't know what to do, the escorts, because they're like waiting for the other AI cars to move out of the route. Of course, they're not going to move because they're being stopped. So let's test something together. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log back out. I'm going to do that. Come back in, and that should kind of reset the AI, I think. Let's check it and see. Real time, folks. Doing it right here. And that's a pretty truck. W9 was always one of my favorites. That long nose Pete. Those are the iconic trucks. Western Star looks pretty good too. Look at that. Saw it here first, folks. We figured it out ourselves. It is. So if you get stuck with AI, log out, open it back up, and they will be gone. Fantastic. Glad you guys got to see that. Oh, I do remember something I wanted to share with you on the parking. Let me show you that here. In the settings. This is something I forgot to set up on the first episode, and I wanted to make sure. It's going to be in gameplay, and it is parking difficulty. So here you have choices of always select, and that's the default. So when you pull into drop a load or you pull into park, it's going to pop up this window and give you three options. Those three options are safe or skilled, or just drop it off where you're at. And you get more experience for the skilled parking, and sometimes skilled parking is basically just pull it up. Like on these oversized loads and things, it's just pull it in straight and you're done. But sometimes with skilled parking, most of the time skilled parking is having you alley dock or back into a door or something like that, and I really enjoy that. I wish I had this game when I was teaching people how to drive trucks, because I'd put them on this game for a while, especially for the back, because it would be so easy to show them how to set up for an alley dock, but back in. I used to carry a little toy trucks with me in my truck when we would drive, and basically just show them with toys how the backing works, how the physics work, and it helped. And one day, you other drivers out there, let me know in the comments if this happened for you. But when you first start driving, you're terrified backing up. Man, you're just like, oh gosh, I hope it's easy, because you have no clue where you're going, and I hope it's real easy to get in. And then you get there, and at some point, click, the light bulb just comes on in your head, and you're like, oh, I get it. So I turn this to do that, and I do this, and the key is to barely move that steering wheel. If you're moving that steering wheel all over the place, nah, it's gonna take you a long time to get in. You should be able to have your hands in your lap and just inch that steering wheel back and forth, left and right, and you'll just drop it right in the hole every time. And when that clicks, man, it clicks, and backing becomes like your most favorite thing, because it's very rewarding to back a 53-foot trailer into some of these places that you end up going to. So if you're thinking about driving trucks, I think it's a great career. Great career. A lot of regulations and rules now. I got out of it because I had a 1-year-old when I left to drive, and I missed the first couple years of her life, and it was just a lot of time away from home. But you young ladies and gentlemen, man, if you want to drive, it is a young person's game out there. But you got to be smart about it. Don't be stupid. You gotta be a business person. You gotta get out there and think about your trip, think about your load that you're carrying, think about the fuel that you're getting. And most people will, like I did, I hired on as a company driver. They taught me how to drive, did the whole schooling thing. It was basically like a puppy mill, where they just cram a bunch of you into a classroom and get you going, and survival of the fittest, basically. Oh boy. So look at that. See, I hit that guy. 1875. This whole load is only like 4 grand. So there's half this whole load gone. But anyway, so yeah, I went and did the driving school and came out, and within a few months, I had this whole driving thing figured out. I started driving. I leased a truck and was driving as owner operator. The money was great, and then I realized, well, the company that I drive for is wanting trainers, driver trainers. So I applied, went and had to go through testing and with other trainer certification course, and I went and did that and passed with flying colors. So I started taking on students, and I would spend about 2 to 3 months with them across the country, driving, teaching them how to drive, and it was scary at first, but after your students pick it up, especially if you're a good trainer, your students pick it up and they start to learn it. It is very, very lucrative and very rewarding. So look for opportunities like that if you're interested in driving. You want to see this country. It was a really good way to see this country, and that is why this game appeals to me so much. On this particular trip from, what was it, from in Oregon to here. What is this trip? In Portland to Newport. I actually was coming across the bridge. I think it was off Highway 5 to the 405, and that bridge, even with it dark in the game, it I was like, yeah, I think I know where I'm at. And sure enough, I was, this is the bridge going to Portland. Sure enough, I look at the map on the game, and there it was. It's the bridge going into Portland. Uh, really awesome. Ooh, here we go. Do some of this action. Why on earth? Why on earth would this have me do this? And go back across that bridge? Is it really making me do that? Yeah. And why would it do that? Was I gabbing and turning the wrong way? I could have turned the wrong way because I got to follow this guy. It's going to have me go back across that bridge. Oh well. Blaze right through. Oh, don't hit that car. Blaze right through here. And I'll tell you another thing. Another part of this game, the audio. So if you press R, there's a radio. Here to get this started, you need to hit update from internet, and it will populate all these stations. And I keep mine kind of on the 90s country and the Beatles radio and the Eagles classic rock hit. Man, I tell you what, the music is great. Like it's a great radio station. It's a real radio station, as so far as I can tell. Current, active. Look at this. How in the heck am I supposed to get through this? Knucklehead sitting right there. I'm gonna hit that pole, sure as the world. There, see? Now this whole trip is wasted because of that idiot sitting right there. Well, there you go. American Truck Simulator hard mode. What I say? I think we had 11,000 when we started this adventure. Yeah. when I actually started this route, I had over 12,000, but I had already hit something, and it took me down to 11. Let's see what we end up with here. I don't know how long this video is gonna. I said it was gonna be short, but other damage. This is ridiculous. This is the hardest escort load that I've done in this game. Ah, hit it again. I can't believe it had me come across this bridge just to come back across. I want to see what's over here, why it made me do that. I'll go back and look at the replay on this. I know there was a blockade right there that did not allow us to turn left. I had to follow him anyway. See? What? There's nobody there now. I know there was somebody sitting right there where that red truck is. I'm gonna go back and look though. Oh, come on. Come on, break. I feel like I've done too okay. Get out of here, guy. Look at that trailer all up on the grass. I mean, it's just so big, there's no way to get around that. Tighten it up a little bit. Don't want to get a ticket on top of that. I can't believe I've lost the whole payout on this thing. The last load I did, I got within 3 miles of the delivery. Perfect delivery. Didn't touch one thing. Didn't lose $1. 3 miles of the drop. And a car just smashes right into the side of me. Out of nowhere. I'm like, what in the heck? There went $2 grand. We'll get to the parking spot here and we'll do that. Go over a little bit. At least this is nice and wide. Now watch this guy at the end. Look at him. He's gonna get shifty. He's gonna get wild. And if you're just cruising right through here, like, see that? He is gonna sit right there. Go on, dude. He's gonna sit right there. And see that truck is sitting out there where I need to be to make this turn. I'm in a world of hurt now. I'll lose some more money here because I'm gonna clip that truck. World. Alright, we can get it without hitting him. Poor placement on that AI. No good. I may not be able to leave that mod on. Take forever. I think the next episode, what we'll do is we'll talk about the strategy that I have. Kind of what I'm alluding to now. Check out this easy parking. Easy parking right here. Boom. Just like that. Push B. And it's below achievements. Alright, so we at least didn't lose any damages here. Any experience for money off that, but now remember, I had 12,000 before I started, 11,000 when I had the recording started. What are we sitting at? Look. Nothing. Alright, here's a good point. Let's talk about these skills here. I'm not going to read this stuff to you. You guys can read. But my strategy here is I would normally go into long distance. But with recording these videos, I mean, you guys, you might, but I don't think anybody's going to want to sit and watch me drive for 6 hours across the country. So what I decided to do is I think I'm going to leave the long distance part out. I don't know if I can though, because the money on these loads is so light. I have to start doing the long distance. Maybe break up one trip to a couple episodes. But I wanted to get this high cargo, and the reason that is, look at the rank number 1, 5% high reward for high value delivery. But this also right here, it unlocks high value job. And the rest of these do the same. That first spot, it unlocks fragile goods. It unlocks just in time deliveries. Get on it. Unlock. So in hindsight, I think what I should have done is gone maybe one into all 3 of these. And I did do that with hazardous cargo. Now this one you can pick any one you want. I do like the explosive ones because it seems like, I don't know, it pays pretty well, but it comes out of down south. But my plan was to get high value cargo filled out and then come up to these. But I may need to open these 2 up first before I go into hazardous cargo. I may do that. Instead of going any further. What is this? Anyway, so my plan here is to try to keep the load distance low, just because I want to do videos on certain loads. But I may have to change that as we go. But my goal here is I want to, this is my path. I want to get enough money to purchase the truck first. And then that'll increase money, so I'll drive my own loads. And then I want to get enough money. I think it costs $180,000 to buy a garage, and we'll talk about placement and selection in another episode. But we'll buy a garage, and then I'm gonna take that truck that I bought and instantly put a driver in it. My philosophy in this, as is in real life, if you can employ other people to run loads and do things for you, and they're creating kind of a residual income, then everything should go to that. And that's what I did with my first playthrough, where my money went through so high. I ended up having 25 drivers for me and making $800,000 every time I would rest. So it was kind of pointless. That's why I've got the economy mod on. But that's the goal. So, man, I really appreciate you guys being here, watching. And until next time we'll do we'll go on this long distance, see what happens. All right. Y'all have a good night.